Hello, it's Helen from Journal with Purpose and welcome to my latest Journal with Me video. I'm using a standard size Traveller's Notebook insert with Tomo River paper, which I keep inside a vintage light Traveller's Notebook cover, both from Start Bay Notebooks. I'm going to start off by adding some watercolour to my pages, and these watercolours are from London Gifties. I'm just going to be adding a light watery wash in two of the corners. At the weekend I had a good sort through all of my craft supplies and I found a few things in there that I hadn't used in absolutely ages. So in this video I decided that I was going to put them to use. So you'll be able to see me using texture paste and gelatos. Once the first layer of paint is down, I added another blue colour and just dropped it straight on top so that it would mix with the light blue beneath it. And I then dried it off using a heat tool. Once the paint is completely dry, I decided to add this modelling paste, and I'm going to be using a palette knife and a stencil to apply it to my page. I'm going to mask off the areas that I don't want the paste to drop onto, and then apply a really thin layer. I want just enough to add some texture, but I don't want it to be too clumpy inside my journal. I had so much fun playing with different mediums that I'd forgotten all about, so I'm definitely pleased that I took that time to sort through my craft supplies. On the pages I'm creating, I'm going for a galaxy style theme, and I thought these bubbles actually work really well when I add some colour to them later on. Before these pages, I'd only used the modelling paste in my art journal, which has got really thick pages, so I was a bit worried about how this insert would hold up, but actually it seemed to hold up really well. Once I've finished adding the modelling paste to my page, I use a heat tool to dry it off. But I have learnt from previous experience that you have to be careful not to get it too hot, because it can turn the paste a kind of browny colour and cause it to bubble and raise up off your page. I also quickly tidied up a few of the areas of modelling paste that had gone on to the next page. Once I was happy that it was completely dry, I decided to use some Faber-Castell gelatos to add colour. And again, I haven't used these in absolutely ages, and I have no idea why, because they're great fun to use. So I've picked a silver and gold colour and I'm going to rub them over the top of the paste. And where it's got that lovely texture, you hardly have to rub them at all or apply any pressure. It just picks up the colour off the bottom of the stick. And in this video you'll see me use these gelatos in a couple of different ways. They're really versatile and they definitely come to life when you add water, which I'll be doing in a moment. I'd love to know if you've tried using gelatos in your journals, and if so, how you've got on with them. Once I've applied all the colour, I'm going to use my brush just to add some water lightly on the top. And I'm starting off with the silver, which is quite subtle. And you'll see when I go back and start adding the water to the gold colour, it really starts to pop and creates a beautiful effect on my page. And adding them over the top of texture paste is great because they're just so easy to use. I was given these gelatos a couple of years ago as a birthday present, and I'm definitely going to start using them again on a more regular basis. And I was really happy with how it started to look much more like a galaxy type scene. The theme of this spread was inspired by the fact that my daughter is about to leave home next week to go to university, and she's got her whole world ahead of her, and I'm encouraging her to shoot for the stars, regardless of how hard I might be finding it. I'm now using the gelatos to create a border on my page. I'm using 2 different shades of blue and then a black. And I'm just using my finger to rub them in and blend those colours together. I really like that you can use the gelatos to either create a watercolour style effect or use them in a bolder way like this so that the colours really stand out. I really like how the border looks. I think it's helped to tie the pages in together and make them look a little more complete. With the main structure of my page completed, I'm now going to start adding more creative elements. So I'm going to use this lovely stamp from London Gifties, which is of a girl stood on a stool painting the stars, and I thought that tied in really nicely. I'm then going to use another stamp from London Gifties, which has the moon phases on it. And I'm going to add that in 2 different places on my page. After the stamping, I'm going to add some really beautiful foiled washi tape from London Gifties, and it's got this lovely gold streak running through it, and I think that really helps to tie in with the gold gelatos that I've used. I've torn the washi tape into 3 different size strips, and I'm adding them in different places on my page. I'm now going to add a transfer sticker which also ties in with the theme. I've been asked how much I plan my pages in advance, and the answer is not that much. I knew that I wanted to use the paste and also create a galaxy style theme and use gelatos, and the rest of it I just kind of see what happens. I'm now adding the gold gelatos onto the end of the moon phases stamp and just adding a little water to really make them stand out. With all of the creative elements now added, I'm going to start my journal writing. I'm using a TWSBI fountain pen and a Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen for the lettering. And I'm lettering in the words "A New Beginning." And my writing is all about the fact that my daughter is about to leave home and how I feel about that. And overwhelmingly, I'm just so proud of her and so excited for the future that she has ahead. But of course that comes with mixed feelings because I know that I'm going to miss her terribly. So I'm just trying to make sure that I really focus on all of the good things that are to come. And encouraging myself to make sure that I also embrace the change and really just try and make the most of the time that we do have together and ensure that I can still support her, even if only from a distance. If any of you have been through this as a parent, I'd love any tips that you might have. Well, I really hope that you've enjoyed watching this video, and if you have, it would be great if you'd leave it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. If you've got any questions or comments, then please do leave them down below and I'll do my very best to reply to you. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you really soon in my next video.